G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be building a load bank, a load bank for audio. So I've got this piece of wood here. I'm basically going to mount the 4 resistors, 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, but horizontally for better power dissipation, because if you stand them up on end, if you think about it, if the element runs, let's just say it does a loop and comes back up, that's probably what it does. Well, heat rises, right? So if you stand it up like this, the top of the element's going to be the hottest and the bottom's going to be the coldest. You effectively have, instead of the element just being as hot as the heat it's dissipating, you'll have a section of the element that's way hotter, which is not good. So even like this, it's still not ideal, because if it's looped over, you're still going to have the top piece underneath the bottom element, or bottom half of the loop, but it's certainly a lot better than like that. So that's what I'm going to do. You know what? I could mount brackets and stand them up like that. I don't know what I want to do now. That would be quite good. Actually, you know what? I've come up with a better idea. I'm going to do it like this. And here's why. The way this is going to work is all these wires are going to feed into this box, which is going to be mounted in the middle. And on the top of the box, not all of these banana jacks are for this project, obviously. Well, it just depends if I decide to add more resistors to this change of values. I don't know. I'll probably be pretty happy with what I've got here. These are 500 watt 4 ohm resistors. So there's 1000 watts at 8 ohms, 1000 watts at 8 ohms, or you could have 500 watts at 4 ohms, 500 watts at 4 ohms, or you could put, 2 in parallel, and then those 2 banks in series to have 2000 watts at 4 ohms. There's a few combinations you could do with this. I might actually just build another bank exactly the same as this, instead of adding more to this. Say if I want to do some sort of huge stereo PA amplifier or something like that, that's 1000 watts or something like that into 4 ohms, and I've got 2 channels to load up like that, or 2 lots of bridged channels or something, Nothing I'm ever going to encounter is going to need more than that much power, I don't think. And if it does, they'll still be able to handle it for a short period of time, so it'll be alright. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mount them like this. I'll put the box here in the centre, and then if I do want them this way, I can always just take this off of the wall and sit it flat down like this, and then they'll be the correct orientation again for heat dissipation. So that's what I'm going to do. So now I've worked that out, I'll explain to you how this is going to work basically. These wires are going to go into this box, and then on the top of the box, actually there's a couple of other things that need to be added to this. Let me just pause the video whilst I find what I'm looking for. Alright, so those are the missing components, B and C's. So the way this is going to work, the wires from the resistors are going to get fed into this box. On the box there's going to be, in one section there'll be 4 sets of these corresponding to each resistor bank. Then, well, actually I need to work out how I'm going to do this. I might need to make up more jumpers. The problem with this project is I started making all this stuff up maybe over a year ago, maybe longer, and I was planning on doing more resistors with different values. So let me just have a think about this so I'm not umming and ahhing on camera. Alright, I've worked out what I need to do. I need to make up another 2 of these cables. Again, that's not a problem. I always keep I always keep a good stock. Ah, God. I always keep a good stock of stuff that I use frequently. Like these plugs. So I've got, incidentally that was the last 4 green. I've got some blues and some reds and some blacks still, but anyway, I have that. And also, there is the exact same wire. So I'll make up another 2 of those. What that's going to allow me to do is put 4 sets of jacks on here, right? Now, I'm going to put down the bottom of the box basically B and C, banana jack. The reason for this is so that I can, let's say, parallel 2 resistors together and then take 2 leads off of that down to the bottom B and Cs, which will be, in parallel with the scope jack. Actually, you know what? That doesn't give me anywhere to put a signal in. Let me have a further think. Alright, so something I've just noticed on the wall, I made up these leads also for this project. I made this pair. These are just banana to banana, there's no jacks on them. So that's to hook the amp to the load bank. And I also made a shorter set up, so I mean these can be used for anything, but that's how I'm going to get the signal into the thing. So I think, bearing that in mind, I don't know if I should worry about putting any more banana jacks on it, or if I should just plug the leads on top, because you can double them up. I could just effectively plug that in there and then plug my source into there, and I'll still have the B and C to plug into the scope or whatever equipment's looking at the signal. Let me do some planning and then I'll come back. I should have done a bit more planning off camera, but I'll do a bit of planning now and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. I'll probably have the top labelled ready for drilling by then, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I made up the other 2 leads, but I can tell you now, I've been looking at them saying to myself, I don't like the green. That's not going to be a problem because I can pick up more of these at Jaycar, and these are really simple to pull apart. You got to get this. I shouldn't be using a little pair of scissors to get it open, but it'll work. You just got to get this back bit open, then you can pop it out. So I can just change the cases over, I can just pull that apart. And yeah, so next time I go to Jaycar, I'll pick up a whole load of red and black ones and I'll change the cases over on them, and then they'll be the appropriate colours. Anyway, I do have enough cables now, so that'll connect 2 resistors together. They'll connect the other 2 together. Obviously, if it's in series, I only need 1, but obviously I've got to make the cables for the biggest use case scenario, and then another 2 additional cables to go from 1 or 2 parallel resistor groups to another additional set of banana jacks, and same for the other side. I'm not going to put another set of banana jacks on top of that because it's just redundant. I don't need that many. This is already overkill. I could really just run some cables outside the box that go into the BNCs and, plug the other, have some wires come out the box sort of like this and just plug them in, but it's all right. I'm not worried. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to put 4 sets of 2 lots of jacks at the top, 2 sets of jacks at the bottom, and a couple of BNCs. I'm just getting a small drill bit now to cut the little indent either side for the notch. So I'll finish getting this front panel made up and then come back and give you a look at what I've got. I'm also going to start screwing these down to this piece of timber. So I want the box in the middle and these top and bottom. So I'll get this done and I'll be back. Alright, I've made the wires up and mounted everything, so this is all one solid piece. Twisted the wires up just to what do you call it? Minimize the I can't think what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. It's a load bank for audio. I'm gonna make this up now. Should get the rest of this done tonight. I am getting tired, but oh well. So 2 band Cs, 4 banana jacks, and then 8 banana jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's how that's going to go. Actually, they'll probably go. I'll probably put them closer to the middle of the box. 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there. Might even do them long ways. I don't know. I have to think about it. No, I'll do them that way. Yeah. Planning. Alright, I've got this made up. I haven't finished tightening these 8s down. Just got to tighten them up and make sure they're straight, but that's how that's going. I've left a space at the top to put 2 more lots because I've had a look at this and I've measured. I've got 2.5 centimeters here, 2.5 centimeters here, and 3 centimeters here. That means that one of these is only like 5 centimeters. So I could actually mount a 3rd resistor here, move these apart and still have a little gap in between them. And I might just do that eventually. And if I do, all I'll have to do is run the new set of wires in the box, put a couple of jacks there, and I guess make up some more of these leads as well, but that's it. So very versatile load bank. Also, you know, everything you can unscrew it and put a wire in there, or you can use banana jacks. It's really easy to change the load. So this is the idea behind it. So say I want 4 ohms, or 2 ohms, I put 2 4 ohm resistors in parallel. I've got 2 ohms at 1000 watts, and all I have to do is just bring that to the front. But these will just get wired from there to there. I can put my scope in there. I can put my signal in there. You know, that's the idea. Probably be better to wire it up like that to make sure there's even current between both resistors. And I'll probably put my signal in here because that's going to the scope. But either way, it doesn't really matter. Like that's the idea behind it. And then, you know, if I want some other combination, say I want, you know, 4 ohms at 1000 watts, it's that simple. So that's why I've done this. I could have made up some sort of switching system with switches. Like I said, I could have used less jacks and run wires in the box and just had them coming out like this. But it's easy this way, and I really don't care. As long as it, you know, works good, I'm happy. And as long as I can make up different values of resistance, I'm happy. So I'm happy. All right, now I just need to solder these wires to the back of these jacks, solder some wires from those to those, and screw this on with the provided screws, and we're done. Nice little build. Well, little, but can dissipate 2 kilowatts. Big little. So that's the BNCs linked up to the bottom jacks. Just a bit of tinned copper wire. I'll go get this put on the load bank now. So this is going to be a bit tricky. Excuse me. I've got these two for the resistors on that side and these two for the resistors on that side, and as you can see, two are shorter, two are longer, so it's going to sort of go those two. How I am going to solder these on, well, that actually does reach like that on an angle down, and then once those two are on, I'll be able to tip this down. I'll be doing it from this side, so I've actually got to turn this around, but I'll be able to get in there like so. Maybe that makes more sense. And if it's really too tight for me, I can always take the screws out and walk the box back and feed the wires in just a little bit more. You know, I'd only need that much if it is a bit short. So yes, I should have probably done it first, but you know, I'm not putting a crap ton of effort into this in terms of planning. I'm just sort of going for it. Oh no, that's correct. I thought I had the wrong cables going to the wrong side for a sec, but no, it's actually correct. Alright, I'm going to get these stripped and tinned. This is going to take some time because it's silicon insulation and then it's got like fiberglass around that, so it's a bit messy to strip it. There's all these little bits to trim off, so I'll get all these made up off camera. But basically I'm just going to strip a little bit off the end, tin it, and you know, glob up a huge ball of solder on the back of each one of these and solder that to that. I just thought it'd be better than using the screw connections and what do you call it, the spade terminals that was on it, or even putting new ones on it. I'm just trying to make sure that it's a perfectly low resistance connection and it will never, you know, get oxidation or something. I want everything soldered. The only thing that isn't obviously is the banana jacks, but the thing is with those, they're self-cleaning, right? So yeah, I thought I'd just get this on camera. I actually worked this out years ago, but I'd forgotten it until just now. But it's actually easier when you get this fiberglass silicone wire to just grab the snips and just sort of score around it, not into the wire all the way, and it comes off perfectly. So if you're having trouble with the wire cutters, just do that. You'll feel it sort of cut through the silicone. It sort of makes a clicky feeling, and you don't have to put any force on it at all. You basically just score into it and keep the pliers, the cutters closed that little bit where it's scored past it, and then just twist them and pull, and it just comes off. I'll get these tinned up now. Alright, I got a tin of freeze spray here, well, upside down air duster, so I can freeze these off because I've got them vertical so the heat's rising into the plastic. And yeah, this is working out quite fine. So just to give you an idea, I'll just put this here. You're not going to be able to see inside so much, but I should be able to. I mean, you guys that solder, you know how long it takes to solder something. If you're having difficulty, it takes a while. If you're not, it's quick. You tell me what you think. And that's one wire connected to one jack. See, it's 3 wires now. That really doesn't take long this way. What I've done is I've pre-tinned the wires, cut little blobs, and I've tinned this up and left a huge blob of solder on the end of it, so when I bring the wire up and heat it, it just runs down and joins
with the wire, leaving a nice big blob. Now that one I rushed that a bit, so I'm going to go back over it, but I'll get the rest of this done and give you guys a look when it's done, and then we'll put it together. Alright, don't ask me how I got that done in such a tight space, because as you can see that's the space, but I got it done. So I'm going to wrestle this down, try and add some bends in here somehow, like that, and then I'll give you guys a look inside and I'll show you what I've done in a sec. But basically I've just sort of given the wires a little bit of a fold, just so that the top goes down easily. Alright, lucky last, and don't worry, I've verified all the wires go to the right spots. So it's all good. Right, so I'm going to screw it up now. Alright, that is construction complete. So I have a load bank now. Dave's electronics lab has a load bank. What am I doing? Actually, these are 4 ohms each. I might just wire them up in series. And I've still got a couple of cables. Because this will be sitting on the wall, the spare cables will just hang over like that. And then when I want to put my signal in, I can just bring over my banana cables, plug them in the back of an amplifier, and bring my signal in. And then I can grab a BNC cable and plug it into an audio analyzer or my scope or whatever. Plug it in there, and we've got a load bank with multi-configurable resistances and a total dissipation of 2 kilowatts. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get more resistors or not. We'll just see how it goes. These are 4 ohms, so I can put 2 in series to get 8 ohms. I can use one at 500 watts for one channel. I mean, I probably don't need any more, to be honest. And if I really did need to load down a channel at 1000 watt or something, I can change the layout. I might not be able to load 2 channels at 1000 watt each at the same time at, say, 4 ohms, but I could at 2 ohms or 8 ohms, so it's alright. Anyway, that obviously concludes this video. Well, I guess I do need to find somewhere to mount it, but as this lab's still got to be rebuilt soon, new floor, walls have to be repaired, painted. Nothing in here is permanent, and everything is only temporary. So, yes, I need to find a spot. Well, I don't have any space in here at the moment, so it's just going to sit down there on the floor against the wall, and when I need to use it, I'll just drag it out. Lab is getting rebuilt soon. It's only a matter of months. When that happens, there will be nice new fixed up painted walls, a new floor, because the floor's buggered in here. Then I will be installing cabinets and desks and all that sort of thing, and I'll mount it to the wall somewhere, but till then it's just going to have to sit off to the side. Well, that brings me to the end of this video. So if you like the content, give us a like and a sub, and I'll see you all soon.